Real quick before the video starts, I have a new channel based around green text stories on 4chan, and I'll be uploading videos daily over there. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to the channel in the description. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael, and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Kind Imagination in the AITA subreddit. The post is titled, "I found someone else when my wife opened up our relationship. I am a 29-year-old man and my wife is 30 years old. We have been together for 7 years and married for 4. Last year, she came up with the idea of an open relationship to try out new things. I said it was not something comfortable for me and that I would like to stay monogamous. It felt strange because it came out of nowhere. We were doing well and planning to build a family together. After my reply, she insisted a lot. In the end, I decided to give it a try. Here are the boundaries she set. I should always prioritize my spouse instead of the other partner. Always use protection. Do not bring the partner to the shared house. Do not form overly emotional connections. I told her I was not sure if I could do some of these things. I am an emotional person, though I love the physical part too. She said it was okay, that I would be able to do it, and that it was hard for men to form emotional relationships in such cases anyway. She found a partner quickly and easily. My wife was my first relationship partner, so I was not confident in myself. I did not have great chances when I was in my 20s. Eventually, after clearing out most of my work, I decided to try finding a partner in my spare time. Surprisingly, I was flooded with interest from women younger than or around my age. I knew maturing and aging had done a great job for me, but not to this extent. I started talking to multiple people, but decided to go ahead with only one of them. When I shared this information with my wife, she seemed surprised but congratulated me. She said she was shocked at how beautiful this woman was and that I was able to get her. It has been 10 months since finding a partner, but the more I got to know her and spent time with her, we formed an emotional connection together. This woman is aware of my situation and respects my boundaries. I realized I lost both emotional and physical connection with my wife over time. I know one of the boundaries was about emotional connections and prioritizing the spouse, but I told her I was not sure if I could comply with some of these. I had a difficult talk with my wife last week about my situation. She immediately offered to close the relationship and go to couples counseling, but I am not interested, to be honest. She feels no different than a friend to me, and I am afraid I have built resentment for her due to the open relationship situation. I told her it would just extend the misery for me and I would like to have a divorce. She flipped and cried, saying I am throwing everything away just for a fling. Update. I gave her the divorce papers my lawyer drafted this week and it did not go well. She refused to separate amicably and said she would make the process as painful as possible for me. She left the house after taking her important belongings, and I have no idea where she is. My lawyer told me it would take about 8 to 9 months at best for that kind of case to be concluded. He also told me there would be no problem with seeing each other after the divorce process has started, but we will take it easy. However, we decided to limit the physical contact with the other woman for now, and she agreed it would be best for a smoother divorce process. The house is my premarital asset, and the only shared marital assets we have are joint savings and investment accounts. I will be busy handling the divorce and conflicts for the rest of the year. What a headache, especially when we could separate amicably by dividing the assets. That is all the update. A busy year awaits me, but I am sure I will be fine. As for my relationship with the other woman, there is no guarantee it will continue, but you do not know if you do not try. Yet again, I try said, tale as old as time. Necessary Tap said, Reddit is littered with dead relationships killed by coerced open relationships. Just throw another one into the mass grave. This next post was made in the same subreddit by a user named TraditionalGR. The post is titled, I don't allow my future sister-in-law to use our neighborhood pool. So, some background. My girlfriend I'm proposing next month, and I currently have an apartment in a very nice neighborhood. We are fortunate enough to also have access to the clubhouse pool, which we frequently go to in order to cool off after working all day. A bit about my girlfriend's sister, she is a little wild and is known for excessive public drinking and causing scenes wherever she goes. Anyway, to the story. Last Monday, my girlfriend got home from work and said that her sister wanted to go to the pool while she was at work. Their conversation looked like this. Girlfriend: how are you going to get into the pool without a car to get there and without our key card? Girlfriend's sister: I will just Uber and I can look around our parents' house for that spare key you gave them. Girlfriend: I think they lost it, but you can try. Now, it was a short conversation, but a few things. First, her sister is a known kleptomaniac who steals and pawns stuff in order to go to bars. It has happened multiple times at her parents' house where she has stolen things to make money. Second, she does not have a car because she has Crash 5 and cannot have a license for another few years. Third, she has only been in our apartment when either my girlfriend is there or we both are for reason number 1, and she has invited random people over while we were there without us knowing. For the reasons above, I expressed to my girlfriend that I do not think we should allow her into our apartment alone without one of us present. Also, we could get in trouble with the homeowners association or complex if she were to get into it with anyone or anything, which could cause issues for us down the road. Along with this, I also said we need to have a conversation with her parents to let them know to either find the key and give it back to us or hide it in a spot her sister would never look. My girlfriend kind of shrugged it off and said that it's not a big deal. She can go to the pool. It's not like anything would happen and we would not get in trouble if anything were to happen. I feel like if I keep pushing, it might cause issues between me and my future sister-in-law, but selfishly, I do not want her around our stuff and can't help feeling like an asshole. Am I in the wrong? Edit. I feel I have to say this because I did paint her in a bad light unintentionally. My girlfriend is nothing like her sister, and that's why I love her. She is hardworking, smart, and genuinely a one-of-a-kind person. As for her family, excluding her sister, they are all hardworking, genuine people, so I'm not sure exactly what happened in the 3-year age difference between the two. For the most part, we are on the same page about her sister. They have had a rocky relationship with her, and she wants to believe she is changing for the better. But I think it is getting harder and harder for my girlfriend to think that. She cut all contact with her at the beginning of the year, which was a whole thing, but now she wants to be the bigger person and try to fix what she can. Update. First off, I just want to say thank you to everyone for their advice, especially those who have been in a similar situation. So last night my girlfriend got home from work and we had a conversation about the whole ordeal. I started it off with what many of you suggested and brought out a copy of our lease agreement as well as the homeowners association and clubhouse rules. In both, it clearly states that any guests who use the facilities provided must be accompanied by the owners of the lease. Failure to do this may lead to immediate eviction or financial liability. After pointing this out, my girlfriend said she understood that part and had been thinking about how she acted during this whole thing as well. She went on to explain that for once, she just wanted to treat her sister as her big sister, and not as a kid who constantly needed watching. Well, I guess after giving her examples of ways this could backfire on us, including the sister's already thin trust with us, she agreed with me and we decided it would be best to do the following. Try to find the spare key from her parents' house and retrieve it. Contact our landlords and have our locks changed. Set clear boundaries with the sister. This includes not being here unless one of us is present, no invitations to random people to come over, and if that is done, she has to leave. If anything is not followed, then contact will be cut. My girlfriend already sent her a text message about this, and I told her I could be the bad guy if she would like me to. Her mom actually called me today and said that what I did was a very adult way to go about it all, and she appreciates me also standing up for my girlfriend to her sister. The biggest thing that I also think helped was putting this in future perspective with my girlfriend. I laid out a scenario of when we hopefully have a house one day and kids as well. Would we let someone who has a known alcohol problem as well as issues with stealing and safety watch our children alone? She started to cry and said no. I explained to her that is why we need hard boundaries now so they are not crossed in the future when we have bigger responsibilities. Gwynison said, I get the general idea of this, but for the love of God, you do not choose something that could get you fined or even evicted to do this. Pick something like, I do not even know, borrowing a sweater or something with much lower stakes. Genevieve Lafleur said, I am not trying to be that girl, but stealing things to get drunk does not make you a kleptomaniac. It makes you an alcoholic. This third story was also made in the AITA subreddit. The user is named OneHandle, and the post is titled, "I told my brother-in-law I will never forgive his daughter. I have no intention of ever having her near my family." So the people involved here are me, a 30-year-old woman, my husband, a 35-year-old man, my older sister, also 35, my sister's son, Kevin, a 14-year-old boy, her husband, Joe, a 40-year-old man, and Joe's daughter, Kelly, a 15-year-old girl. My sister has a blended family with her biological son, her husband, and her stepdaughter. I would say it is still a work in progress for them, but we all accepted and included Joe and Kelly in our lives. A few weeks ago, my husband and I organized a little get-together at our place to celebrate my birthday and for people in our family to spend time with our 6-month-old son. The people present were my sister and her family, plus our parents, so it was very intimate and chill. Everything went well and nothing out of the ordinary happened. But some days after the gathering, my nephew Kevin came to our house and asked to speak to me about something concerning. For information, Kevin and Kelly attend the same school and have some mutual friends. My nephew told me that Kelly has been telling her friends that during the gathering, she saw her stepuncle's, my husband's, organ. She claimed she was in the bathroom. My husband entered without knocking, and he had his organ outside his pants. This is how she ended up seeing it. This is absurd because my husband does not do this even when we are alone in our home. And honestly, who does that when they know they have guests over? So I asked everyone who was present that day to meet at my parents' house and confronted Kelly. She started crying and confessed she lied to her friends. According to her, all of her girlfriends have already had some sort of intimacy and experience, and she had none by that point. So she invented this story to look cool in front of her friends. I lost it. I called her a disgusting piece of shit, a psychopath, and told her she risked my son's father's life just to boost her stupid social life among her friends. I told the rest of my family that going forward, I will never bring my family near Kelly again. The consequences for this girl came fast. My nephew told everybody at school the truth. My sister and Joe went to the school and informed the principal about what happened, so in case any teacher hears that nonsense, they know it was made up and do not take action. My parents cut contact with Kelly and will not host her in their house anymore, and my sister refuses to have Kelly live with them, so she was permanently moved to her mother's place. Before you start judging my sister for this, please keep in mind that she has a biological son who needs to be protected. If Kelly could so easily invent and tell those things about my husband, who can guarantee she will not lie about her stepbrother too? Now, Joe is obviously hurt and torn about everything that happened. He keeps telling me that Kelly is depressed and wants to apologize to my family, but I keep refusing. I explained to him that I do not need her apology and that she should not waste her time on this because I will never forget what happened or move past it. Joe keeps begging me to forgive her because she is just a stupid teenager, and maybe if my sister sees me forgiving her, she will be willing to eventually accept Kelly back. I told Joe that a stupid teenager can have the power to ruin a man's life and reputation, so I am not risking it. Also, I fully support my sister, and I want to protect my nephew too. Before Kelly was moved to her mother's, Kevin stayed with me and my husband for some days, so I do not regret my decision at all. I stand by everything I said, but I feel bad for my brother-in-law. Regardless of how messed up his daughter is, he is a great guy, respectful, and really values the concept of family and honesty. So I do not know, I guess I want to ask if I was the asshole towards him? Update. Thank you very much for your replies to my previous post. I really appreciate you taking the time to help me with your words, your experiences, and your feedback. Talking to you here has been really therapeutic for me, but also really sad to hear about some of your experiences. I have received many messages asking me to update. There is not much to say and nothing big happened, but I have talked to my sister and she gave me some updates. Before getting to that, I want to clarify 3 main points that keep coming up. We are all sure that Kelly lied. There is no debate, no what ifs, and no doubts. Some of you really have a sick mind just like Kelly, so I can understand why you are taking her side. But please try to stop being so gross even for a little bit. I get that some of you speak from personal experience, but for the love of God, not all deranged teenagers were victims of sexual assault. And most certainly, my husband did not assault her. For those who need things spelled out because they do not understand otherwise, stop sending me direct messages claiming my husband is a predator, telling me I will regret it when the truth comes out, calling me names for defending my husband, and saying that I am protecting predators. I will keep ignoring your messages. I will not lower myself to your level, and I will not entertain your delusions. Right now, to me, it seems the only predators are you, because otherwise, you would not be such sick individuals wishing bad things to happen to people you do not even know. You do not offend me by claiming this is fake. If you truly believe the story is fake and I made it up, why would you waste time commenting? You are free to move on and just ignore me. I am not willing to forgive Kelly, I am not willing to allow her to apologize, and I am not willing to ever have her near my family, meaning my husband and my son. My husband is not willing to do any of these things either. This is a shared decision, and we will never have anything to do with this girl. Stop blaming me for what the rest of my family is doing. I do not command my parents, my sister, Kelly's father, or my nephew. If they cut contact with her, it was their own decision. We just told them our boundaries, but they can do what they want. Now, on to the update. As I said, I talked to my sister, and some things are going to happen this week. First of all, Kevin is coming to our place tomorrow and will spend the entire week with us so that my sister and her husband can have time to sort things out. They plan to visit Kelly at her mother's place, sit her down, and tell her what is going to happen. My sister asked Kevin if he wants her to divorce or if he feels unsafe living with her husband. My nephew told her he does not want to ruin her marriage. He does not hate Joe, even though he said it a couple of times. He does not feel unsafe with him, but he does not want to ever have to be near Kelly. My sister and Joe started working with a therapist to see if they can salvage their marriage, and it really helped them. So for those wishing them to divorce, they will not. The therapist explained to Joe that he can still have a relationship with his daughter while keeping his other family too. The only thing needed is for him to be willing to work for it. She also said that divorcing and giving up his own life and happiness is not a solution, because where does it end? He divorces my sister, in a few years gets a new wife. And if Kelly does something again to that new family, is he going to once again give up everything and start over? He needs to see himself and Kelly as two different individuals with their own paths in life. They do not need to be tied together to have a parent-child relationship. He also needs to show his children that marriages are not jokes. You do not give up the first time something bad happens. So they decided to work together for their marriage. They will let Kelly know how things will be from now on, meaning Joe will continue seeing and supporting her, but she will live full-time with her mother. Some Redditors suggested in the future Kevin can stay at my place if they want to have Kelly over, and I suggested this to my sister. I told her that our house will always be open for Kevin, so we can do that if Kevin wants it. I do not think he will refuse since he enjoys spending time with us and his baby cousin, but we need to see how he feels about the girl being in his house. Right now, Kevin is also in therapy because he has been having nightmares and violent outbursts when he hears about Kelly, so this will not be suggested to him anytime soon. The last time he heard about her, he had a panic attack, started crying, and shouted that he hates her and wishes we never met her. I am confident that with therapy, he will go back to his happy self, but baby steps, he does not need to be rushed right now. We are all focused on his well-being and mental health right now, and the summer break will be perfect for him. The girl will also be moved to a different school during the summer. This is for both her and Kevin because they will not need to see each other at school, and she will avoid getting bullied. Her friends who she told the stories to went home and told the drama to their parents, so now Kelly is forbidden to ever go to these kids' houses since their parents do not want to risk it. I would want to say that I am surprised, but honestly, I am not. No sane adults will have someone like her in their home and risk being accused of things. I am also somehow happy the adults who were close to her in one way or another are aware of what is happening so they can protect themselves and not have to face what we did. So that is pretty much it for now. I think I will keep updating if anything interesting happens. I am excited to have my nephew here for the week. I will finally have my partner to game with since my boomer of a husband is not that much into games and obviously not as fun as Kevin. Jeb Winch said, "My sister asked Kevin if he wants her to divorce or if he feels unsafe living with her husband. My nephew told her he does not want to ruin her marriage. That is a lot to put on a 14-year-old boy." Visual Fly said, "It has been literally 2 days. Also, Kevin has developed nightmares in the last 2 days and has already started therapy. Kelly has also started therapy in the last 2 days. They should have waited at least 2 weeks between posts, but I guess Liz could not wait patiently." Finally, why is this apology only aimed at the OP and does not include her husband in the slightest? He basically does not exist in this story. There is no reaction from him, no emotions, and no opinions on what is going on. Edit. I am not sure why you think the inciting event happening weeks ago would matter. I'm not referring to any of that. I'm referring to all the developments and resolutions that occurred in 2 days between the first and second post. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, Gamersupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.